couple of things that we talked about. The biggest thing, if there's one that I'd like to get out there, is our physicality has to start happening yesterday. We know we're a good team. How do we become a great team? And first and foremost, we have to understand that the enemy of the great is the good. So we can't get complacent. We got to be all in, and we got to continue building on our narrative that we laid the foundation for last year, continued with this summer with our connectivity and our work ethic, and now going forward, we got to build on it.
Where's the curiosity between these final and
how we handle the expectations out there? I tried to tell our guys that the expectations, especially from our fans, are high. Which they should be, because we showed we were a good team last year. Even around the NBA world, the expectations are high. We went from, I think, one national TV game last year to 22. We ended up, I think, playing on 3 last year because the 2 that were added were, this team this team couldn't do it, or that team couldn't do it, and so they went to us. So how do we handle expectations? And I tried to simply put it to our guys that, hey, we have to understand and acknowledge that, the expectations are high, but our fans' expectations are our reality. We expect to compete for a championship. So any of the noise that we hear out there, best believe that we're trying to attain that and more.
And from
Coach
a roster
Brown,
standpoint,
Coach Brown, what are you
don't
looking
really
for
have
as far as Darren Fox this year? He was on a high level last year, but now he's, you're looking for him to hit that next plateau. What is your thoughts about him playing this coming season?
I tell you what, he was absolutely freaking great this summer. Not only with his development, but he was basically here every single day. Not just work on his game, but he was around all of our young guys, helping them elevate their game. He took Keegan under his wing on a daily basis and showed Keegan how to work, how to get better, as well as the other young guys when they got here too. So I'm excited about Foxy. He's just barely scratching the surface of who he can be as a player, which is scary. It should be scary for everybody else. But he's also showing the ability to lead and lead at a high level. When he talks, I told him this the other day. There have been some camps that the guys got together at, and at the end of the camp, I'm sitting there listening to them close the camp or end the day or whatever. And Foxy's always one of the guys that speaks up. And when he speaks, I'm 100% engaged now, because I'm holding on to every single word that he says because of his growth, his maturity in that department.
What do you make of what's happened in the West this summer, and the talent, the depth you guys are going to go up against?
Well, a lot of teams have gotten better. It's going to be hard. It's going to be harder than last year for sure. We want that. We expect it. And if we expect to be champions, we're going to have to step up, face the music, and get through it.
How do you feel about your positional versatility between the 2 and the 3, the 3 and the 4? Do you feel like you have a little bit more options now?
Again, I like the group that Monty and Wes assembled. I'm excited about seeing how we perform as a group when the lights come on. But on paper and what we've seen so far in the pickup games or scrimmages and our little get-togethers, I do like what we have.
Mike, how different was obviously one of the best in basketball last year. I'm curious, how much do you change from last year to this year, if at all?
No, we feel like we need to tweak some things, and obviously when you get to a grueling playoff series versus, the 4 or 5-time NBA World Champions and the Golden State Warriors, they make you adjust, and they throw things at you defensively that kind of make you sit back and go, okay, people are going to watch this film, so we need to change this, adjust that, and see if we can come up with something that still fits our style of play while combating the issues that we face against the Warriors and some of the other teams during the course of the regular season.
What does that look like? What kind of changes? Obviously, you don't have to go deep into detail, but what are some things that may look different?
We may add some things with our DHO game. Everybody knows we like to play. We have a DHO game that's pretty effective, especially with a team between Belmont and Kelly. And a lot of times it comes out of the deep corner. I don't know if you guys remember, we moved that to half court. We moved those guys to half court and had it going uphill, so they couldn't sit on the top side and stop us from coming over the top of the handoffs in the deep corner. That's just one that's strictly was very obvious to everybody. There are others too that we're going to make. There are other areas where we're going to make some changes offensively so that if we're in a physical series, guys can't hold us and grab us and bump us and knock us off course to disjoint what we're trying to do offensively. We want to be able to we want to continue to be able to give guys space and the ability to have different options. If they take this away, boom, right now do that. If they take that away, boom, right now do this. And so we're continuing to try to tweak it to be better in those areas.
Mike, when you say you expect to compete for a championship, given your experience, what's the difference in terms of the day-to-day standard that a team has to have during a season when that is the expectation versus what your hopes were last year to just sort of break that playoff run?
Yeah, again, like I said, we have to understand, that the enemy of the great is good, and most teams, and I say that because most teams are satisfied with being good. That everybody can live a good life, that the salary of that the rest of life, not knowing if they